How you going, people? Oh, God. Look, this guy gets chewed up by a dog pretty bad. And working with dogs, I understand the mindset of a dog handler. And I know I'm going to get the haters who are going to be like, you're a bootleg, jackleg, be supporting a cop. Okay. When you're working as a cop, and I'll get to this video, but I got to kind of set the stage a little bit. This guy's on a bike. He's got no shirt. I can't remember if he's got shoes or not. I only watched it once. But anyway, 90% of adults that ride around on bikes, especially at night, with no shirts, are going to be crankers, drug users. I know, it's profiling. I know, I'm a mean, bad, non-liberal because I use common sense. Because more drug busts are made from people riding bikes and transporting dope and transporting guns and doing crimes and robbing and stealing bikes and stealing other things and using a bike to get from one place to the other so they can commit a robbery or break into a car. Most adult males with a job that aren't crooks don't ride bikes. I know the liberals are going to have a problem with this and they can't rationalize and they won't be able to understand this, but it's true. Most men that grow up and get jobs, they don't have bikes and ride around on bikes. Okay? They're working. They have responsibility. They're not out there just committing crime, getting welfare, making babies, making baby mamas, whatever. They just don't do that. So bike crime, or people on bikes, commit a lot of crime. Most people that ride bikes when they're adults that just ride around. I know there's going to be some idiot here. Well, I go to college and I ride a bike. Does that make me a drug user? No, it makes you an idiot because you're trying to make a correlation that don't make no damn sense. I'm telling you, in the hoods where cops work, we know that people on bikes usually do crimes, carry dope, carry guns, involved in some sort of criminal activity. So, am I just fine what this cop did? No, I think this cop was kind of... I don't know if legally, I'm not sure he was wrong. Morally, in my book, and moral is subjective, I think he was wrong. So let's watch this poor, innocent little liberal who's voting for Bernie or Hillary, riding his bike with no job, probably ain't never had a job, criminal history, probably on probation. Rick, you're making a lot of assumptions that you just don't know. Yeah, you know what? I make a lot of assumptions, and a lot of times I'm right. Okay, it's obviously at night. You see the lights flashing. So this guy knows that the cops have his lights on. Did he stop? No. Ask me how many times I've chased guys on bikes and they thrown dope, thrown a gun, thrown evidence that I couldn't find, because they know the longer I chase them, the more likely I'm going to forget where they threw it and the farther they can get. And then when I do catch them, I'm only going to have some bullshit resisting, and they know they're going to walk on that, and I'm going to lose the felony dope or felony gun. But Rick, you're being judgmental, and just because... Shut up, stupid idiots.
Stop now, I'll send the dog.
Okay, we went from stop now or I'll send the dog. Now we're back to chasing him in the car with the lights and siren on. We call that failure to yield. He's committing a crime. I know people are going to say it's a police state and you shouldn't have to stop for the mean old cops, and you shouldn't have to show them ID, and you shouldn't have to do this because you got this right and that right. Look, the law is you yield to emergency vehicles, and if you're told to stop, then you stop. And if you don't, you're going to get chased. And if you get chased, you're probably going to get either an ass whipping, a beating, or used force against you because you've already been determined a no person. And in this case, guy uses a dog. This guy's a no person. He's not stopping. But Rick, he does stop. Well, yeah, he does, but...
Now, send the dog! Get off your bicycle! Show me your hands and step off the bicycle. Do it now!
Twice.
Get on your face.
Okay, so I'm not sure why the video was cut here. I don't like that. This obviously looks like a dash cam from a police car. I don't think when the video was released it was cut. So I'm thinking whoever the idiot is that kind of cut and paste this, they cut all the information from where the guy got from his bike to here, how long it took, what was exchanged, whether the cop was told fuck you, whether the guy was thrown, whether he was spitting. We don't know anything that happened. All of a sudden, miraculously, he appears from there. And of course, the freaking liberal and Hillary voters will all be like, it was a miracle. He transformed from there. You're just trying to make it and he was complying. Okay, something got cut out.
Get on your face. Get down on your head. Get down on your chest. Do it now. Get down. Do it now. Get down. Pocket.
Okay, I'm not sure he sent the dog or the dog got out. Because I don't hear him tell the dog to get him, and he was still kind of like threatening that I'm going to get the dog. And for some reason the dog just went out. And he yelled the dog's name, and the dog doesn't fight him, and the guy doesn't move, which tells me the guy's probably under the influence of drugs. I know I'm being judgmental. I'm being one of those mean common sense guys that think that it's rational to make conclusions off information. But the guy doesn't look too scared of the dog there. He's just standing there still waving his hands doing stupid shit. Okay, when a guy goes hands-on, the dog is more likely to attack. The dog wasn't attacking him before. Most of our dogs are trained. If you're not making aggressive moves, they usually don't attack. They're not trained to attack. Some of your more aggressive dogs will hit anybody for anything. You know, some of your more passive dogs, they need some sort of stimulation, either aggressive movement, fighting, grabbing his handler. Most dogs, when you grab their handler, they'll go in protective mode and they'll bite. So when a cop fights with somebody in the dog's mind, hey, I got to protect my handler. So this is when the dog bites after the hands-on goes in. Okay, so now the dog has him. He's biting him. He's got him on one side. The dog's got him on the other side. Now, this is where a lot of people are going to say the guy's not resisting. He's in pain. He's trying to get away from the dog. Well, you know, it's one thing that you force a guy's hand in the cop's hand to use physical force to tackle you, to chase you, to figure out you're a no person. Then all of a sudden, as soon as you start losing, you think, because I come a yes person, everything should freeze and we should go back to the start. Well, I mean, you can't do that. And the reason cops don't do that is because if we stop, we don't know if you're doing this because you're a dumbass or if you're doing it because you have a knife or a gun and you're trying to stall or get me in closer so you can stab me or shoot me. Oh, I know, the idiots will be, well, if you're that scared, you shouldn't be a cop. Look, most cops aren't scared. They're just smart, and they realize risk. And it's like, why am I going to take an unnecessary risk if I can end up costing my life? So the fear is of dying and dealing with dumbasses. It's not necessarily the fear like people want to make it out that cops are all cowards and pussies, although there are some that are cowards and pussies. I'll give you that. Probably a larger majority than most cops would admit. So they're fighting him.
Down! Get down! Get down!
So the guy's telling him to get down. He's not getting down. Is he not getting down because the dog's biting on him? The guy doesn't seem like in pain right now. He's like, get the dog off me. Get the dog off me. And he's still resisting. He's still standing up. I know some, you know, remember, you can see what you want to see. The people that want to see the guy's not resisting, the dog's biting him. He's trying to get away from the dog, Rick. You're making it sound like the guy was resisting, and he's not. The guy even said he's not resisting. Well, people always say things that doesn't match with their actions or what they're doing. This guy's not being cooperative. He's already a no guy. Until he's in handcuffs, he's a threat. We don't know why he's doing it, what he's doing. And again, we don't know what happened in the part of the tape that got cut out.
Down on your face! Get the dog down! Get the dog off me! Now! Get on your face! Stop resisting! Stop resisting!
Okay, so now we're going from I'm a tough guy, get the dog off me to ow! Ow! I know I'm going to get shit for laughing. Look! I just have a hard time finding pity for stupid. Look, the guy's not resisting. I think he's under the influence of drugs. The way he was driving with his bike, putting his hands, being a little resistive, not stopping for the car till he wanted to. All his behavior is like, hey, oh, did I say the guy's a white guy? Oh, that's why there won't be any complaints. It's a white guy. No riots. No Obama speeches.
Lay down on your face. chest. Do it now. Put your legs down. Put your legs down. Lay down on your chest. Do it now. Lay down on your chest. Lay down on your chest. Do it now. Lay down on your chest. Lay down on your chest. Lay down on your chest. Do it now. Put your legs down. I'm the subject. Put your legs on the ground. Good boy.
Okay, here's where a lot of people have a problem. He just told his dog, good boy. And people have a problem with that. And a few seconds ago he said, get him, I can't hear his name, Vasha, Sasha, whatever he called the dog. Look, as a canine handler, you're always wanting to train your dog and you don't want him to have a bad experience because it can ruin a dog. When you're yelling at a suspect and you're getting involved in a fight and your tone and everything is aggressive, if you don't reassure the dog, sometimes the dog will confuse and get like, is he talking to me? Am I supposed to stop? Is he mad at me or is he mad at the guy? So when you're training a dog, you want to get in that same type of voice, get aggressive, try to get your heart rate up, try to act like you're in fight or flight, really get very aggressive in your vocal toward a suspect when you're training the dog to bite him so the dog doesn't associate and make a mistake. Oh shit, he's talking to me, I better let go. So for him to drop his tone and say good boy to his dog, a lot of people are saying this is a vicious sadist cop that's just wanting the guy to... Well, that may be part of it. But, I mean, the other part is, hey, I've trained my dog to bite. He's biting. He's doing what he's supposed to. I want to reinforce that. I want to make sure that he knows he's doing the right thing, that he's not doing anything wrong. And, you know, the guy doing this fight, the dog is getting hit, kicked, banged. We're flipping him around. The suspect's pulling away. So the dog's getting a lot of mixed signals. So you really want to reinforce in order to make sure you have a good dog that doesn't get fair bite. Hey, you're doing a good job. It's not you. I'm talking to the bad guy, etc. So that reinforcement from a canine handler doesn't make me think the guy's a sadist and he's trying to kill the guy and all the shit that other people want to see. Again, you judge things from the officer's experience and training, and would the officer with the same experience and training have done the same thing? I would have told my guy, good boy. Would I have attacked this dog and let him chew on him? I'm not sure I would have done that. I'm not fighting the guy. I can't feel the resistance. They call it resistive tension. When you touch a guy's arm and you feel his hand get really stiff, or you feel his muscles tense like he's about to pull away, or you just feel that rigidity in his arm, all that is called resistive tension. I'm not feeling that because I'm not wrestling with the guy. So is this guy really not fighting? And does anybody really think the cop's just out here going, I'll just make it look like he's fighting so my dog can bite him? I don't think the cop is making it look like he's fighting. The guy's resisting. I mean, I'll give you the argument that maybe he's resisting because he's in pain and the dog is hurting and he's trying to get away. But that's what pain compliance is. When you don't comply voluntarily, and we comply, when a cop does pain compliance, a taser, a dog, a wrist arm, a bar arm, pressure points, all those are called pain compliance. We are trying to exert pain in order to get you to comply. We wouldn't be at pain compliance had you complied before. So, I mean, there's going to be a lot of people that are just going to be, this is absolutely crazy and the cop's wrong and he's just brutal and he's mean and he's a sadist. Look, and there'll be cops that are like, good job, that dog should have bit him in the nuts and he should have chewed his neck off and I don't care. I'm not on either one of those extremes. I'm kind of like, look, the guy resisted. I see the cop side. The dog absolutely has no fault. He's only doing what he was taught and trained. The suspect was a no person. He failed to comply voluntarily, and there was part of the tape cut out. I don't know what the stop is. I don't know if this guy matches a felony suspect. I don't know if there was a robbery and the guy was a white male with no shirt and he left on a bike. And somebody's going to say, well, you don't know it was that guy with a bike. There could have been other guys with no shirts on a bike. You cops are just, you've always got the unreasonable idiots that just want to see what they want to see. So there's a lot we don't know. Would I have had my dog continue to chew on a guy? I wouldn't have. I mean, have I had my dog bite people before? Yeah. Have I told my dog good boy when they bite people? Yeah. But hey, you do what you got to do. I don't have a problem with the officer trying to take the guy into custody. I probably do have a problem with the dog chewing on him like that. Is the guy going to get charged with overuse of force? No. The way this is going to go down for any type of hearing for the cop is the guy resisted. He failed to yield. I was making a lawful arrest. I was in the scope of my employment. My dog was protecting me while I was fighting. I didn't have time to pull the dog off and control the dog because the suspect was still actively resisting. My main concern was to make sure and get the suspect in custody and in handcuffs so he was no longer a threat. Then I could deal with my dog. And as we watch the video more, you will see he does pull the dog off once he gets him.
Dog bite on 130 MS. I need another unit. Lay it out on your chest, sir. Do it now. Put your legs out and I'll take the dog off. Put your legs straight out, sir.
Okay, if I could review the tape, and this guy's already in handcuffs, and he's saying, put your legs down so I'll remove the dog, that's total bullshit. I would be absolutely not in favor of the officer at that point. His legs being up has nothing to do with getting that dog off. If he's in cuffs, you get the freaking dog off. There's no law or use of force that says a guy must have his legs down before I remove a dog or stop tasing you or stop squirting you in the face with pepper spray. So if the guy's handcuffs, when the officer's telling him to put his legs down, then the officer should be charged, and he's absolutely wrong. But up to this point, I was okay.
Can't cuff you until you stop resisting. Stop resisting. Stop resisting. Put your legs out. Get down on your chest. Lay flat. Do it now. Lay flat on your chest. Do it now. Lay down on your chest.
So it doesn't look like the guy's handcuffed yet. So I think the officer abandoned handcuffing him and figured out that the suspect was not resisting as much because he was either in pain, torn up, or losing blood. In a minute, he'll roll over and you'll see blood. Let me give my little liberal pussy warning. The following footage is going to be graphic, and it may be scary and give you nightmares, and it may want you to cause and blame Republicans for all your problems in life and praise liberals. Look, the guy pulled a guy off, and he wasn't handcuffed right here. So the cop is like, hey, if you stop fighting me, I'm going to get the dog off. He pulls the dog off. He starts giving the guy orders. Is the guy not complying now because he's being resistance or because he's in pain? I think it's because he's in pain, but he's not running, he's not fighting, and he's not reaching for anything because he's in pain. So did the pain compliant works? Was it too much? Was it excessive? You know what? I don't think the courts are going to have a problem with what this guy did. They may say, you could have done this, you could have done less, you could have. It's always easier to come back afterwards, but I mean, the cop's showing pretty good restraint here. The guy's not even in handcuffs. He gets up and gets the dog off and goes, look, man, my dog's going to kill this guy if I leave the dog on, and this guy still ain't letting me handcuff him. Let me do this. So, or he said, you know what? Because of where the dog's at, I can't handcuff him, so I got to get the dog off in order to handcuff him. Or he heard the cop coming and went, shit, the cop's coming here, man. I don't want to have my dog chewing on him when the other cop gets here. Let me pull him off. But he knew he was on video. It's a cop cam. It's in a car.
Lay down on your chest. Do it now. Watch him. Lay on your chest. Lay on your chest.
What a good boy. Look at his tail. Dad, did I do good?
Lay on your chest. Do it now. Lay on your chest.
Good boy, Sparky.
Vineyard and Ames. Don't move, sir. You will be bit again. Let him go. Do not move. You will be. Roll onto your chest. Roll onto your chest. They're going to put handcuffs on you. If you resist, you will be bit again. Roll onto your chest, sir.
Okay, the guy's not rolling on his chest. Is that because of pain, or is he still being resistance? Again, I think the guy's under the influence. He's just acting too erratic, and he's just failure to either understand or comply with it. He's just kind of like being a no person. So, whatever. You need to realize when canine officers get involved with something with their dog, everything you do with a dog is always a training opportunity. It's always, that's how you're programmed. You're always trying to give positive reinforcement. You heard him say, watch it to the dog. His tone changed. He got suspicious. Watch him, boy. All those things are training the dog in using an actual situation for training. So he's just giving positive reinforcement. It's not because he's a Nazi and he wants to kill people and he wants to train his dog to kill it. I want my dog to be able to protect me in case I get in a jam in a next situation, to know to bite the guy, to help me, to distract the guy so I can get my gun, distract the guy from grabbing my gun. So look, take the video for what it's worth. I tried to show you the good and bad. We'll end that there because I got a damn phone call. All right.